there are plenty of email clients in the market, but most of the executive assistants fall into categories, which is the Gmail users and the Outlook users. So today we have a duo, which is a new concept, and we wanted two people to talk and discuss and answer your questions in a very seamless, interwoven way. And we have Brijesh and Minakshi. They will be talking about structural format based on the questions that we circulated to everybody. And after the session, you can also post more questions and they will answer them. And if there's a challenge, we will get back to you. We'll find those answers for you, but we will find those answers for you. Thank you very much, and over to both of you.
I would like to present the features of Outlook, calendar, and few features of the email client. Also, I would like to share some of my experiences working with OneDrive and how do we collaborate or how do we sync all these three things together to make our life bit easy, right? So I'm sharing my screen over here, calendar screen. Share screen. I'll directly jump uh, to the learnings without wasting much of the time. I'll go few features which I feel after going through it, it could help you to resolve your queries. And then we take up the Q&A session at the end of the my session. So I'll start with first thing, which is the file. I hope you are able to see my screen. Crystal, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So here, everything that we need to do the setting with the calendar, okay, appears in the options over here, which is an Outlook options, which has few of the settings for like all the settings related to mail, calendars, tasks, languages, right? I'll first straightly jump to this option of calendar, whereby many of the people are facing an option of managing the time zone. If you have a request of planning a meeting with different time zones, here you have an option of adding two time zone in this version of calendar, which is of 2016. I have 2016 over here. I do not have an update version, which is the latest one of 2021, I believe, and there is an Office 365 which is available online. So here I have two time zones available, which I can select it and put it to my calendar to identify the time zone. Like for example, you can see here I have India and Egypt. So recently my boss was in Egypt for some meeting and I wanted to plan some meetings and wanted to know. So the first easiest method that we do is like go to Google, like just type in like time zone in Egypt and come back and match the time. But directly if I have to do with my calendar, okay, I can straight away put two time zones over here. In the latest version of Outlook, we have an option of putting three time zones. So we can put three time zones and then sync the calendar. So if I want to see that 2 o'clock India time, what would be the time in Egypt? So I have straight away option of looking at it's going to be 11:30. So I can set up a meeting at 2 o'clock India time, which is an afternoon, which would be 11:30 Egypt time. So this is the simplest way. So I can swap this time zones. Again, going back, options, go to calendar. Okay, and time zone, swipe time zone. So my calendar will appear like this. So it will show me the Egypt time zone. So it's 11:30 in Egypt, which is going to be 2 p.m. in India. So this is one method, and I can then add up the time zones over here. Add up this, I can change the time zone. I can select instead of Egypt, if I want to select Singapore, I go and just label it, and then here I select it's +8. So go to select this and put it. Okay. Now see if you see, I see a Singapore time zone over here. So the 2 p.m. in India would be 4:30 in Singapore. So this is the major issues that we all are facing while managing the time with managing the meeting when we have different time zone executives attending the meeting. So this is one of the options. Then here, second, I would like to share. You see the color coding done over here on the meeting. So this is basically to identify particular type of meeting because when you have color coding, it becomes very easy for us to identify the or prioritize the meeting. So based on the color, like this is an important meeting for me. This is the second category of meeting. All my birthdays would appear in blue color. So this I can do it by giving a conditional formatting. So in a particular meeting request, if or an appointment, if I have a particular word appearing in that particular appointment, the color of that appointment will change to the condition which I have specified. So I have multiple conditions. Well, I can set multiple conditions also. So same, I can go to view setting. Here I can see a conditional formatting. So when I have put this conditional formatting, so here I have put this like 6 to 7 conditions. So wherever this word appears, okay, the color of this meeting will change to this. Wherever this word appears, the color of the meeting will change to this, or I can select the one which I want to. So here I say, like for example, if I want to set up a like I want to plan one color coding, I say add. I give a name to that meeting, like say EA faction. Okay, I put a color to that. Let's put a dark orange. Okay, and then I put a condition over here. So search for the word EA faction. Okay, where I want to put this, where I want to search this word, there is like subject field only, subject and notes field, frequently used text field, files a subject field. Here I have an option of putting organized by. Now suppose if this particular EA fraction word and it has been organized by, for example, Mr. Ratna. So when it is organized by Mr. Ratna, then only it will change the color. If not, then although it is EA fraction, it will not change the color, right? Attendance. So I can put multiple conditions over here. Okay. Categories. I've not explored much, but here we can see the options. Now I'll say okay. EF action has been identified with this color. Okay. I'll say okay. Now I put a meeting over here. EA action. You see the color of the meeting has changed to dark orange. Yeah. So this way, whenever so like whenever I if I put it like over here, correct. So here, so this way I can prioritize and give multiple colors based on the priority of the meetings that I wanted to plan. So this is one of the question which was there, that how do we prioritize? So this way you can prioritize the meeting by identify the color, generalizing it. Next, I have the option over here. So these are basic options like working hours. You can specify the working hours. Like so, based on now this, when you select work week, so here we have an option of displaying the color. Where we have week, so it will appear. This is work week, so it will appear only from Monday to Saturday. When I say week, it will appear from Sunday to Saturday. So all the days are seen over here. Correct? So this is the display option that we have, which can be changed. So if I say work week from Sunday to Saturday, it will select from Sunday to Saturday. If I put it off, this is just an easiness of displaying more content because we don't see anything, we don't want to see anything on Sunday, so that we can ignore it and we can accordingly see maximum details. Then we have reminder options, which is, I believe, everybody must be aware of, where you can put it the reminders every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, correct? Here we have the option of different color for the calendars. So here, when you see, I have two calendars over here. I go to quick. I have two calendars over here. One is my personal calendar. One is the MD office calendar. So here it has colors to identify which meeting appears in which calendar. So that would be confusing because EF action is a different color. So you'll have to identify that this is a separate type of meeting because here this color appears for this meeting and this color appears for this calendar. So just be aware that whenever you're putting this color coding, you're putting a color, color coding is based on the priority and which calendar you are putting this color coding into. Because this color coding I put it into Brijesh Shah's calendar, here it will not appear. So if I remove this see over here. So these are the different options where we can prioritize. I have multiple calendars. If you see, I have calendars over here. Like this is one of the calendars. Now, guys, I want to put you onto this one option of calendar where I add the calendar of my one of my president because we have frequent meeting with him. So I wanted to understand that when he would be available, when he would not be available. So instead of going to and fro checking with the time availability with his assistant, I straight away see his calendar over here. But there are some restrictions which we need to understand that we need to put because I can only see his free time and busy time whereby I am not aware that what meeting is attending because I'm not supposed to know that. So that's the reason there is a setting which your IT guy would be able to help you out to block the viewability or the type of meeting your executive or your boss is going to attend. It's not visible to any other because if that is open, anybody in your organization would be able to map his calendar, would be able to see his calendar the way I am able to see Mr. Ganesh Nayak calendar over here, but I'm not able to see the type of meeting that is going to attend. So that's the setting that we have done it specifically by giving the permission or by restricting the permissions which appears in the calendar permissions of a particular executive. So please make sure if your boss's calendar is shared and it is there in organization, you make sure that these settings have been given to the calendar where other people are not able to see the type of meeting. They are only able to see whether he is free or whether he is busy. Because these are confidential meeting your bosses are attending, and if people are getting aware of it, it's a bit risky. So it's been exposed to the organization. So just make sure that the settings have been taken care and it's not visible. So yeah, so coming back, so here I can see Mr. Nayak's calendar, and I want to plan some meetings. So that's he's available on 3rd of October. Like it's the first thing. Okay, so 10th of October, 10th of October, if I want to plan a meeting, I know that he's available in second half. So I can straight away plan the meeting because I have a veto power that my meeting goes in. Nobody else have challenged to reject or decline to that meeting. So I can, but I also respect the calendar of other executives because they have all commitments based on the availability of their own time. So I respect that and make sure that their calendar is also not disturbed because of my request. So this is one thing I would really request everyone to check at your end for your boss's calendar as well, whether it's visible to people in the organization or not. Because here, if I want to open a calendar, I just go to from an address, open a shared calendar, and I just give name, okay, and I say the calendar is here. It's just thinking, but you can see the calendar. So we have something called as a ZMC members like Zydus Management Committee. So if I want to plan a meeting with ZMC members who are bosses or who are the department head, so I just straight away add those calendars and see maximum people available at a particular time, and I match my calendar and just plan that meeting. Simple as that. Correct? So this is one very important thing which you should be aware of. Second, let me go back to this options. Okay, this is again automatically accept or decline the meeting request. So which I believe nobody would execute this because based on the discussion of your own boss's timeline, you should accept or decline the meeting. Further, let's please just one. Yeah, I would like to offer or I would like to discuss one option here. When I'm dealing with my mail client, I see over here. Okay, so this is my view of my mail client is visible.
Yes.
Okay, so here you see these are the important mails. Sorry, this is the inbox panel. Then we have the uh, inbox itself over here. Then I have the mail body. Here I have the flags item, and then I have a people over here. So this can be set very easily, the display by going into view, and I have this. So I have this people bar. If this, I disable it, I don't see people over here. Yeah, I disable enable it, I see people here. Now these are the people favorites which I have kept with whom I uh, connect regularly. So I don't want to go and like when I say directly, I can just click over here and send her an email from here. So I want to type, I can easily do that. Other thing, here we have the flagged item, so which normally appears here. So all the items which I want to prioritize or are yet to be responded, mail from my boss. So it all appears directly over here based on the rules which I have set. Or if I flag it, then it remains because many times what happens, we are there are like a lot of mails and we wanted to reply to them, but because of some priority, we don't reply. And then after some time, we forget to reply. So what I do is I just click on the mail, I just flag it so that it appears over here. So this flagged items are the item which I'm yet to respond back. So it doesn't go immediately out of my mind and it still appears in my inbox to reply them. So that's how I prioritize my work and keep a track that things are not being responded and need an attention. So here, same thing. The task when you put it on, put it off, you have it here. Here we have an option of checking the email, just changing the style. So if you want all the emails with all the details of receipt and the size and categories, okay, you can put it like this, and then you have body to see that email. If you want to go through email, you have the whole thing over here where I can reduce and see the email, all the emails and upload. So these are the few reading or the display options that we have that we can set it up to identify that how we can work better, uh, uh, or we can say how we can perform better. Next, I want to show you one more option. So here we can create multiple signatures, which helps us to identify that which signatures to be used when I'm sending a new message, when I'm replying or forwarding to a message. So here I create one signature which say outbound. Okay, and I put so here in the signature panel here uh, we are able to add multiple signature, and then I select when I want to reply. Like these are the two different signatures which I have created, and then I say when I want to send a new message, that should be an internal signature which should appear when I sending an email. When I replies and forward, it should be an outbound signature. I just given a name, so you can name it the way you want it, but just an signature which I want to select this. So when I say OK, and just I save it, and when I reply to this email, okay, you see it's only
Yes.
outbound signature appears. Okay, whereas the actual signature, now the same thing, if I'm writing a new email, you see a different signature appears. So this is the options where I can use multiple signatures for different types of emails uh, that I want to give it, send it to the public. Second thing, next thing I want to use is stationery and fonts. So this is again the same thing. When I want to send an email, the reply should go in a different form. When I'm writing a new email, I want to use different form. Okay, if I want to put some theme, I can use it. These are different types of themes, but in a professional career, like I like propose not to use this because it's like too much of the themes that appears, and it's not a professional etiquette that we should use it. So normally I don't use any theme, and this is standard themes which has been used, which has this options of uh, writing an email. If I use this, so this appears whenever I write an email. Okay, this themes appears by itself. So I don't have to decorate it. The decoration comes by itself. Yeah, here same thing. Again, new mail message, the font options if I want to, because theme has been used, this becomes deactive. I don't use the theme, and I have an options available over here where I can use different font style, different uh, size of the fonts. If I want to give color to the fonts, I can use those things and set up. So while I'm writing a new email, those stationery will appear by itself. And while I'm replying to this, I have a different font which I can put it. So here, when I'm say this is the email, when I'm replying it, okay, the font size you can see it's in blue. Standard font size is black, but here the font becomes blue, and the size whatever I'm putting, it comes in it. So this is one of the feature. Same thing, replies and forward, which we have done over here. The stationery, same thing comes in an option over here, including the message, whether you want to put original message with the text, you want to put indent original message text. So these are the different options just to bifurcate or identify this was a reply to an email, and this is not the part of the original email body. So you can select how your replies and forward should appear. Second, next is save messages. Or so here, when I say automatically save items that have not been sent after this many time, okay, so it will automatically save it into a draft folder because it tries to send the message, but it doesn't go. Then it automatically saves into draft. Here in the send message, same thing. You want to importance level whether it should go as a low level, normal or high priority. You can send it based on the high priority, so it appears in the receiver's email box as a priority setting as high. So these are few of the options where we can easily navigate and see uh, uh, based on our requirement. We can set it up. Read receipts. With the read receipt, I wanted to give you one setting, or I want to share one setting. When I say read receipt is on, I receive like I send like 50 emails every day with 10 to 15 people marked in that email, and I put the read receipt on. Now, when I put read receipt on and I see 50 into 15, which is 750 read receipt in my inbox. Now it becomes very difficult that so many read receipts, and it's obvious that I'm going to miss out my important email with this read receipt appearing in my inbox. So what I have done, I've filtered that, and all my read receipt, all my meeting acceptance, all my decline of the meetings, which normally appears in the inbox, gets filtered and it goes directly into this folder which I have made, and I have used the rule. All my this extra read receipts or the confirmation on the or acceptance on the email goes directly to this folder. Now we would have used a single rule, like for with one condition I can definitely put, like if I receive a mail from this or if subject line contains this, it goes to this folder. But when I have multiple emails, like here we have read, here then we have accepted. Let me just 1 minute, I will put this. Okay. So when I see here, there are multiple like read, then we have not read, then we have meeting forward notifications, then we have accepted meeting. So all this rule applies into only one rule. All these conditions applies into only one rule, and all this mail goes into this. So I want to show you that rule which I have made. This. So with specific word in the subject, okay, here is the rule. Apply this rule after the message arrives with this many words in subject. You see? So this is a condition which normally Microsoft has, like or condition. So any message which has external accepted or accepted or external read or only read. So any of these words appearing in the subject line, what it will do, it will directly move it to this folder. I've made this folder, so directly move to this folder. So, so what happens? I don't have clutters of email or the emails which are not important to me, which are just an information, and it appears over here. And then I just select all, delete. So it's free. So here I only see the emails which are important to me. The other filters where you can definitely put, and I'm sure everybody would be aware of putting the rule where I have all these rules appearing. So email from this, okay, it goes to this category. Email from this person goes to this folder. This is just a standard thing which will directly transfer an email based on the condition to a particular folder. Here, this is the only condition whereby the email will go up as a follow-up for today, because this is the mail from my boss. So email received from either of these people, okay, which will go as a follow-up email, and it appears into inbox in this flagged item. So whenever I receive an email from my boss, here he is like Mr. Chavi Patel, Mr. Pankaj Patel, it will appear over here, and I have used this stationery to identify that how it's going to appear, bold and italic. So this is how I manage my calendar and my email to make my work bit easy and perform well. Correct? I'll ask Minakshi to take this forward and answer few of or share her experience while working with the calendar and email. Minakshi, over to you.
Thank you, Brijesh. Hello, everyone. I'm Minakshi, and I'm sharing few experiences which I have with Outlook Calendar. Brijesh has shared most of it. I can give you few of things which I use in my regular basis, and Brijesh is the one who will be handling the system for me. So the first thing what I'd like to say is how to convert an email to meeting invite. So we have always this issue that we have to pull this data, we have to pull that agenda, we have to give brief about the meeting in the calendar invite. That at times really is very difficult for us. So this is a very good feature which I feel in Outlook, because you can convert an email into meeting invite, and it's very easy that everybody can refer the invite and attend the meeting accordingly, or they can prepare for the meeting accordingly. Okay. So here, if I click this email, there's an option of creating this into a calendar invite. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is
So this
visible.
is, yes, so this is the first option. Even you can open the email and you can, even there is an option, but this is like everything on the main window. So it's very handy. Secondly, just an example, this is my boss, but if I'm putting few people and if I want to check their, if I want to check their calendar, this is like very easiest being in office. Today's Saturday, so nobody has anything in the calendar. So this is the easiest way because normally it shows that. So as I mentioned, I'll put here some names. And if it's an office people, then I have to look for their calendar. I normally go to scheduling assistant. Is it visible? I've selected the tab scheduling assistant.
It's moving now.
Yeah. So here I get their schedule, which is like if it's tentatively blocked or it's confirmed. So I book their calendars accordingly. That is like very easy, which I refer to all the calendar invites whenever I'm sending out any of the invites. Because I being in president's office, I know that I send an invite, they might change their meetings as well. But I prefer seeing the calendar to understand if they're free or not. So this is the first thing. Secondly, here. As in Microsoft, we can only send reminder once. That is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, you can select here. But in Google Calendar, you can do it several times. There is an option of sending out reminders many a times, which we have figured out yesterday only. I don't work on Google Calendar, but we just tried to work on some things. So this was first thing. Secondly, I would like to show that there was a question of reoccurrence of meeting. So this is the tab, make reoccurring. Is it visible, guys?
Yes, yeah.
So here you can select, it gives you option of you can do a weekly meeting, you can do a twice a week. So you can select a week, like I do every year, twice a week. So I can select 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, this should appear. It's on, you can select a day as well. It can be Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is. You can give the duration of it. You can select the end date. If you know project is gonna end on certain date, you can select the end date and you can do okay. So automatically this is what appears. And it can be automatically, I don't know, send it to anybody. So now I've blocked the calendar. It is blocked for 17th. That is Tuesday. Again, you can find, is it visible?
Yes, it is
Yes.
visible.
It is.
Okay. Then I have selected the Tuesday for every 2 weeks. This meeting can appear. So this is how it is. So this happen every 2 weeks. So this has blocked everybody's calendar accordingly. Now, there is one more trigger here. This we have put for like 2 months, 3 months, I blocked this calendar. But if project ends early. So normally people feel that how we are going to change it because this is like something, if we change, it will delete our whole of the calendar updates, right? So I just go here, edit reoccurrence. I put the end date of the same day, which is the last day of the meeting. I'm just selecting as 17th only. So when I do it as okay, it will only appear till that calendar days. So now I'll show you. See, it's 17th. I've ended it for 17th only. So I can't, it's not appearing for 31st. Hope this is fine.
We couldn't see that option when you did that end the thing
Okay.
because I think yeah.
Is it on the window is visible now?
The calendar window is, yes, visible.
Yes. So I'm just clicking on this meeting notice. I have to select the entire series. Say OK. I go to, is it visible, this window?
No, this window is not visible.
I have to reshare it, right?
Yeah.
Is it fine now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I go to edit recurrence. I select the end date.
Got that. Okay.
So I say OK and I send. So when I go to my calendar, now it's appearing only for the 17th October. It has deleted all other calendar invites. Is it visible?
Yes, Minakshi.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Okay. Now, second thing, as we talk about Outlook, a lot of questions have come for Google as well, Gmail as well. Okay. So even Gmail, few things which I have to cover is even Gmail as the scheduling assistant. Okay. Secondly, when you talk about calendar merging, somebody had a query of how we can send the calendar slots to people. So there is a third party app that is Doodle. Recently only I got to know actually. Doodle and Calendly, which can be synchronized with Microsoft. It can be synchronized with Gmail. Even right now, it can be synchronized with iCloud. This is what I got to know. So I'd like to share this information with you all. Secondly, now I think Brijesh should take over. Brijesh, there are a lot of queries of how to export Outlook data to Excel. Brijesh, you would like to share the screen? You have more the data actually.
Yeah, I'll share the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Export the Outlook data to Excel. I think it will be there.
ठीक तो है, ये डाल तो दिया आपने पूरा, अंदर तो है।
Oh, you don't have
Yeah,
option.
Here it is.
Yeah. It's on the option. Guys, you are able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
We have gone to options. Brijesh,
I'll
you
go
can go
again.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go again. So here we go to File,
Fine.
Open and Export
Open
is
and
an
export.
option. This
We select
import export.
import or export to the file.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
CSV
You
and
can send.
Outlook data file. So we'll select CSV, that's comma separated values.
Yes.
Then we select what we want it to. So it's
Whose
like,
calendar or which data you're looking for.
yeah. I'll select the right calendar so that we are
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah, that's the reason I was. Till the time I can give an information as Brijesh was showing us the time zone. In new Outlook, we can select 3 time zones in Outlook.
So at desktop, I save this file. Then next, export appointment from folder. Okay, and then we have an option of like just to map the fields. So it comes as a header.
How
We
you
say
want your
okay.
file to be.
Yeah, and we finish it up. Here I can put it as a calendar from which date to which date I wanted to take the meetings. Pick up to 31st, 12, 2023, or 16. So it's been saved and on desktop.
You can show the file.
So this is the file. Minakshi, are you able to see my screen?
No, no, you have to read.
Just hold on.
Brijesh, if you don't mind, sharing the screen is better instead of sharing a certain screen in the desktop.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to do that,
There
but
was not giving that option, Ratna. Even I was trying that. I don't know.
we are unable to see that option of sharing the entire screen. It only gives us a window. I don't know.
View, yeah. So this is how you'll get the export data.
So here we have data. So we can see the information over here. So it will appear right now since the data was not that blank calendar.
Yes.
But here your subject, your start date, end date, and everything, all the data would appear over here. Who is the remind? What is the reminder time, reminder date, required attendees, optional attendees, meeting resource, all those information. Yeah, Minakshi.
Is this fine, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And now the last thing which we would like to, I think this is a point which is like me and Brijesh, we had a word about this. So we both actually work on a same scale. Like we put every data, every travel details on the calendar. Brijesh, you can show them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it can be anything or everything that appears to the boss. It's on the calendar. It can be the
I'll share.
smallest thing. Yes.
Yeah, I'll share one of the real-time plan which
Yes.
of past month. Okay. So if you see, I'll explain, Minakshi.
Yes. Yeah, please
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah. So here, yeah. So starting from his travel from Ahmedabad. So here, I'll just swap the option.
You're talking about time zone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So here all the details. So there are 3 locations. Let me share this. It's a really good example. There are 3 locations where my boss finds the information. Whenever he is traveling. First, in his calendar, so everything starting from his trip. Like for example, over here we had a flight booked for him. So it departs at 2 p.m. Now it departs from India. So I have to, my screen is visible, right, Minakshi?
Yes.
Yeah. So it departs at 2 a.m. in the morning. It lands in Singapore at 10:30. Okay. This is Ahmedabad, Singapore. So 17th of September. The time zone which we have selected is India. He lands in Singapore at 10:30. So when I said 2 to 10:30, this is a local time, and in the calendar it appears as a local time. So you see, Singapore and India, I put it over here. So 2 a.m. is India time, but 10:30 is Singapore time, which is an 8 a.m. in India. Correct? Then he has a meeting. He attends the meeting. Okay. He has the stay. So he stays in Singapore. He's going to stay in Four Seasons. So this is the confirmation voucher, which is there in the calendar itself. So he don't have to go and search the confirmation voucher anywhere else. He just opens his calendar and he has his confirmation voucher required for his check-in. Similarly, the meeting he has, so we have this meeting uh, time block from 11:30 to 5:30, which is again the time zone which we have selected. Here we have an option of selecting the time zone. Correct? So I selected the time zone 11:30 to 7:30, which is in Singapore time, and this is his meeting, which I put it in the calendar. So when I am in India, I see that 9 o'clock he is going to be busy. So if I have to make a call to him, I can make a call at 8:30 India time, which is going to be 11 o'clock Singapore time. So with this, I am aware because of this time zone synchronization and the meeting details which I put it in calendar. I'm aware at what time he'll be free when I'm in India, but at what time he would be free in Singapore. It becomes very easy. So his meeting, then again, he this is his transit time. So from X location, when he finishes the meeting, there's a transit time to reach to his Y location. Then again, his flight details like 8 to 6 o'clock, which is going to be Singapore time, 21:30, which is going to be a Macau time, and but the same time appears over here in India. So all the details that he wants, it's there in his calendar itself. So this is like since he was traveling in charter, we had this information. But when he is traveling in commercial flight, okay, we put all those details, including his seat number, his meet and greet service, his uh, uh, this like class of travel. I'll show you that as well. One of the
I think we are running out of time, Brijesh.
Okay. So this way I put it. So this is one of the option where I put all the information and that is handy with him. Second information which I put it is in the OneDrive, which is shared with him. So this is the file, which is this is the folder. In fact, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the folder which is shared with him. All the travel plan that he is having, it appears over here with this year, month, and the date format. So like when he's going to like he recently had an Egypt visit. So this yesterday itself he came back. So this then we have a visit in the 14th of October. Then 19th we have a visit to US. So this appears, this is shared with him. So if he wants to see any of the document related to the visit, he just opens that folder in his mobile or in his laptop or on his mobile, because this OneDrive is synced with all
OneDrive
the
is very
devices.
handy.
It's very handy. So here we like he's going to stay in particular flight. This is the flight details that he has. So he has that flight information readily handy with him. So this is how we manage it. As soon as the visit gets over, this folder gets shifted to another folder,
Yes.
which has been maintained year-wise. This goes into this folder. So here, whenever he opens this folder, he only see the latest visit, which is going to be his next visit, and all the documents related to that visit. It appears over here. So this is one of the features which I feel should be kept. Along with this, all these tickets, whenever he's traveling a day in advance, this gets WhatsApp to him. So like even he don't have to open the calendar, he just opens up his WhatsApp. Tomorrow morning there is a flight and he's traveling. Today night I'll share this PDF all on his WhatsApp. So he just opens up his WhatsApp and the information is handy with him. This is what I wanted to share. Second thing, the thing Minakshi mentioned about the doodle part. So if the time permits and if everyone agrees, I would like to share that doodle option whereby I can share a request to multiple people for that time based on the slots that I have. Like I have 5 slots out of which the executives have to select any one common slot, or they have an option of selecting 3 slots, out of which one slot becomes common for everyone, and we plan a meeting to that slot. So Crystal, shall we go ahead and see that option?
Yeah. So what we can do is we can ask some Q&As right now. And then at the end of the session, whoever remains, and then we can continue with doodle if required. How does
Okay,
that sound?
that's absolutely fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So anybody who wants to ask questions, kindly raise your virtual hands and we will pick one by one.
Yes, Ali Asgarji, can you, yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, hi, Brijesh. Can the same thing regarding the multiple time zones, the flight timings and things, can be scheduled in Google Calendar? Because I use Google Calendar extensively, not Outlook. That is why I asked.
Okay, let me, sorry, but we have a restrictions on using the like any of the other email clients in our organization because of the security concern. But let me just check one thing, and I should be able to answer your question. Because if there is something called as a time zone available in Google, definitely yes, we can do that. No, this is it doesn't have an option of selecting the time zone in Google Calendar.
I think
Oh.
we can get back to them, Brijesh.
Yeah.
We can repeat it on that. Because Google, even I don't use Google in my office as well. I've been using Outlook for so many years. We have been restricted using Google. But we'll surely get back to you on this query.
Jesse, you can go ahead with your question.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this session. Just wanted to check, we were exporting the calendar or anything else on Excel. What is the major, how can we use it? Like, what is it used for? What is the purpose of exporting into Excel? Primarily the
Um,
calendar.
Like I used to see if we are looking for some data, so I export the calendar and figure out what all the meetings have been happened. So I figure out the dates properly because that's how I use that export data because that gives me insight of overall whatever days I'm looking for. Normally, if I'm looking for older days, like 2 years back, 3 years back, instead of going through monthly calendar, I export that data and do a review.
Exactly
I
what I
also
do that for, but I thought probably there's another important thing that we can
Yes,
do with
Well,
there
it's
is,
calendar.
probably as per the requirement, but Brijesh can.
Yeah.
So Jesse, I'll answer your question because I've done this. So we have some very good consultant who helps us managing the time. So what has happened? There are like we plan the meeting for our bosses randomly, like without understanding that how much time are we or how much time our boss is spending into a particular type of a meeting. So there are various types of meeting that we held. There are review meetings. There are consultation meeting, the time spent on with the consultants, the vendors, the time spent on the what we say, the investors, the shareholders. So when I say will we spend time, like we keep on blocking the meeting, but in a year, how much time have we spent on performance review? How much time have we spent on the external vendors? How much time we spent on business development? How much time we spent on investor building relationship? So if I have to do that, if I have that data which gets converted into Excel, I can, I'm sure if you know Excel, you can very well work around to identify the amount of time spent or the
So
number of days
basically the
spent.
time sheet, right?
Yeah, the time sheets is basically this helps us exporting this data. Also, this exporting helps us in like if you filter certain data in Excel, which is not very easily maintainable or not doable in Outlook. So if you want to find some type of a meeting, it's very easy after you export that data into Excel and find that.
Yeah, exactly. I have another question. I had put it on the chat as well. So, for example, if I'm handling 4 bosses, 4 executives, and I am receiving their calendar invites in my inbox, obviously there are plenty of emails in my inbox, right? So, is there a rule that we can set that if we have received an email on behalf of executive A or B or C or D, it automatically goes into their folder?
You can surely put that rule.
Yes,
I
exactly. That we covered.
Yeah, because when you receive this email in the inbox, especially for the Outlook, it says that you have received this invite for your boss or whatever the email. Like I receive invite for Rohit Chadda, he's my boss. I receive a separate invite for me as well. So normally I segregate it in a different place so that this has been received for Rohit Chadda. So we can put a rule on that. You have to pick the subject that way, that mails received for Rohit. Calendar invites received for Rohit.
Can you show it to me? Because me, myself, and other executives in my organization, we have tried it all. We were not able to do that. Is it
Okay.
is it
I'll share my
okay if we?
screen.
Yeah, sure.
I'll share my screen and show you the rule. Just
You have to pick the proper words from your Outlook actually.
like for example, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can. Others?
So here, if I see the
I can.
mails which I received, sorry.
No, sorry, go ahead, Brijesh.
Yeah. So see, I have this filter or a rule where I receive an email from this ID. It comes, all the emails come into this. Sorry, this. So automatically the emails from X file like Nitish Trikha, all the emails from Nitish Trikha goes into this email ID only, this folder only. So this is the rule for Nitish Trikha.
No, I have a different question. Sorry, I this rule I'm
Oh.
aware of. But if we are receiving an invite on behalf of our executive, which says received on behalf of so and so on the email, if you see the calendar invites, how to segregate them? How can we put a rule to them?
No, so the invite will always come into your calendar, right? So that particular calendar, the invite which comes, like for example, if you are working for 4 bosses, as you said, like over here, when I have, so these are my 4 bosses, correct?
Yep.
This is the same scenario, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
If I have understood correctly, Jesse, are you asking that you want that notification once you get any new invite to your manager? You should get the notification. Are you asking that?
No. So
Okay.
no.
She's
So
asking.
yeah. Go ahead, please.
Please go ahead.
So if I
So-
receive an invite on behalf of my second boss, say simultaneously, next day morning when I go to office, I see a lot of emails in my mailbox, but I wanted to see what email has been, what calendar invite, not even the email, what email I have received on behalf of those, executives. Somebody else has put in an invite for them, but it is showing the same inbox for me. I wanted to see which calendar invite is for which boss, A, B, C, D. So can a rule be set that these 4 bosses, the calendar invites for these 4 bosses are going into A, B, C, D folders?
Something like this. So I create a rule. So I got your point. You mean to say, like for example, there is an invite received for, in my case, there is an invite received for Mr. Sharvil Patel. There is an invite received for Mr. Pankaj Patel. Though I have a calendar where I can see there are the email, like the calendar entries are already there in that calendar.
Yeah.
But I would not remember that which email or which meeting request came when. So just to segregate that, I should have folders over here whereby the invite came from Mr. Shabil Patel should go into that folder.
Yes.
Where the invite came from Mr. Pankaj Patel should go into Mr. Pankaj Patel's folder. Correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Jesse, I can work around it and I can get back to you on this. You can just DM me your number. I'll definitely get back to you on this.
Sure, it'll be really helpful. We tried finding on YouTube, Google. We were not able to find
And
it.
even I am
Brijesh,
trying that, so let me.
yeah, even if you can share with me the same
Yes,
thing, it would be great.
I've made a
Definitely.
note of
I
your
don't
names.
think let me work
Sorry,
around.
I've made a note of your names and I'll connect you all together so that you all can discuss.
Guys, please put all solutions on the main group. Everybody should know.
Okay,
No
great.
one-on-one because other people might be helpful. It might be helpful.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so
We'll do that.
much.
Brijesh,
you.
hi, Tathir
Thank-
here.
Sorry?
Able to hear me? Tathir here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. Yeah, please tell me.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much. This has been a very wonderful and learning experience. Even though we all are familiar with Outlook, but there were still certain new things which I also could learn. And I have one doubt. Like for example, when I'm sending an invite from my boss's calendar, okay. For example, normally when we send to many people, many recipients, I normally unclick the request response wala box. So that everybody, the acceptance and declines don't hit our mailboxes. So it clogs my inbox as well as bosses. So, but now, like for example, I'm sending a 1,000+ for like invite bhej rahi hu, say it's a new joiner connect. Okay. But if I unclick the request response, I don't get the acceptance or decline. That's fine. But I want to know how many people are going to attend. So if I'm allowing them to do it, then my mailbox gets cleared. If I don't, then I don't know, how many people really intend to come or not. So for me to get that number becomes a challenge. So is there a way out without unclicking the request response? I'm able to get the acceptance just to me and not to my boss's inbox. Is there a possibility to do that? I did try from my end, it didn't work. Is my question, मतलब समझ में आया क्या? Or my confusion?
I would
I'll
like
just
to
repeat.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
For example, I'm sending an invite to 1,000+ recipients who are new joiners. Okay, saying that the president of the company would like to meet you and all that stuff as a virtual meeting. And I am unclicking the request response wala jo hota hai na, where you allow forwarding, wo jo drop down hota hai, usme se the request response is what I'm unclicking because I don't want the response from them because 1,000+ people will start accepting, declining, and it will clog the inbox, right? But if I do that, I'm not able to make sure who are really accepting, who will come, who will not come. So I don't know the number of people who are really intending to attend that session out of those 1,000 people. But if I unclick it, then what happens? Everybody is able to accept, decline. And 1,000, say almost, 500, 600 mails keep coming back to back, which kind of clogs the entire inbox. So is there a solution to this is what I'm asking.
Can I answer this?
Yeah,
Please,
even I
please.
can answer it. Whoever is, yeah.
You go ahead, please. No, you please go ahead.
So mine might not be an answer, but what we do in our organization is that we send it to mail merge and then it automatically comes to the person's mailbox who's sending it. Like we have through mail merge, I send those invites out, especially during lockdown. We used to have a lot of webinars held with our company to give. So then, and then through our IT, it used to come in an Excel folder, who has registered, what has happened, and from which email address and phone numbers and everything basically also. So there's a way to
As
do
an
it.
Excel,
IT
is
can
it?
help. Sorry?
It comes as an Excel to you, is it?
Yes, it comes as an Excel. There is a thing from mail. You do it. It comes as an Excel.
Oh,
There is one more thing what we used to do in previous organization was in certainly this like a big number, like 1,000 is like a very big number. So if we use our normal mailbox, that will be, as you said, Tatir, it will be a very much a issue for us to manage it. So we normally created an email ID for certain specific events, and we always use that as one point of contact, and that is how IT pulls all the data for us through
yeah.
that
So
email.
that actually, because I couldn't find a solution to this, I have requested IB to create another email ID for boss, which will have a calendar access as well, from where any kind of org announcements or any calendar invites and all will go from that mailbox. which he will need not have access to. Only I will handle
That's
it,
right.
and
That's
I will
right.
use it. So that is the only solution I could come out with.
Same
That
for
was
mine.
the best what we use in regular basis, because normally in previous organization we were not supposed to share a lot of email IDs, because that's how there was a security policy that anybody gets the hold of our email ID, because of working semi-government organization, people might directly reach out to us. So that was a specific email ID which was created. Even when the email was sent, if they try to send out a different email on that email ID, there was an out of box which said that this nobody is there to respond this email, so kindly refer to the right person. So that was what we used to do for every event.
Yeah, this one, I also have a separate email wherein, the invites are sent through that email ID and we receive the responses on that ID. It's very much handy. And if you're not able to create any new email ID, you can also use MS Form. You can put in a link in the email for them to register, and the responses will be with you on MS Form in an Excel format.
Oh, okay. This idea didn't crop up. That's good. I'll try that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So this was
Sandeep,
the
I have
solution
one
which I was
point
about
here.
to give you about
Yeah.
creating a
Sandeep, I have
form.
one. Sorry,
Sorry.
just sorry. I have one question here. If people don't have a accept decline thing, is there a way that we can see them in the tracking option?
Yeah, exactly. That was my next question, Ratna. Thanks for raising that.
Just check and see,
But
because
why-
that will solve the whole problem of doing the surface or
No,
doing
I'm not
anything
able
else.
to do. I did try that. I'm not
There
able
was
to do
a
that.
Tracking, it's not
no, there was this. Sorry, I am again sorry to, as Jesse mentioned, there was this. We had created a Microsoft form, like you do a Google form. So when you create this Microsoft form and you send it across to multiple people, so there in end of the day, even it says that how many people have checked, how many people have filled. There's some data which comes
Yes,
end
we
of the
use
day.
that, and through mail merge
Yes.
it comes. If you, I'll share more
And
clarity
that
on
is
it
very
from my
easy.
ID.
Yeah, and
Because
that normally is done by our IT people because we don't have access for that. That has been created by a person sitting in IT who manages that.
because it
That
hits
doesn't,
their
everybody can
server. Yeah, because it
Yeah,
hits their server
that's
and they
right.
understand how many of them have opened up or no.
Yes. And how many of them has responded and how many are pending to respond. Even that gives a overview. This is what I know about.
I have a question. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So my question was, I'll give you a context. I have to send a meeting invite to people across 4 different continents. I worked in a place where the boss was an Asia Pacific head, and the meeting invite had to be sent to someone sitting in Singapore, at the same time, and someone in Dubai, at the same time, someone in Milan, and also someone in New York. Now, using time zone function, can you send an invite to all these people and it goes respectively into their inbox in their time zone?
Hansel, so to your question, see the meeting invite that you send from your calendar in a particular time zone that you are staying in, like for example in India. So for example, if you are sending an invite for 3 p.m. India time, and you're sending it to a person who is staying, who is in Japan, who is in Singapore, who is in let's say Paris, and who is in US, correct? So these are completely 5 different time zones. So whenever you send an invite, it goes into their local time zone whenever they see their calendar. So for example, 3 p.m. India time would be 6 p.m. Singapore. So a person looking a invite in Singapore in his calendar will appear at 6 o'clock in his calendar.
Yes.
Same thing, the person sitting in Paris, he will see this meeting invite because Paris is like 4.5 hours from us. So he'll see that meeting invite at 11:30 a.m. in his calendar when he is in Paris in that time zone. So whatever time zone set in your computer or in your laptop, Outlook takes that time zone and all the meetings appears in particular time zone based on their local time.
Fine. So the example that you shared with the time zone was specific to your boss because he using his laptop as India time zone. So when you want to reflect at Singapore time zone, you use time zone function and put Singapore on it. Am I correct? Am I getting right?
No, no, no,
Yes.
no. So that is the other way to look around.
That is the other way.
Yeah, there's other way to look around. I want to see India time zone and Singapore time zone at the same time, because I want to understand, because see, it's not every time I would not remember. I have to calculate that, okay, 2 o'clock India, it's like 5:30 GMT plus 5:30, Singapore is GMT plus 8, the difference of 2.5 hours. So 2 o'clock in India would be like 4:30 in Singapore. So for every time zone, I would not remember. So if I put in the time zone, so I put a meeting invite which appears in my calendar as per my time zone, but same thing, same time I see that what would be his time when he's in Singapore. So like example I shared you earlier, 11 o'clock India time will be 2:30, or say it's 2.5 hours. Yeah. So it's 1:30 in Singapore, right? So when
Okay.
I say 11 o'clock India time, 1:30 Singapore time, so he is busy at 1:30 in Singapore.
Okay.
You getting me? So if I have to
Yeah, I
make
got
a
your point.
call, I have to make a call. I want to see what time he is free and I want to talk to him. So 10:30 is the time which I can talk as per the India time, which would be 1 o'clock is Singapore time.
Fine. So how does, I mean, just to get to the other side of the, how does your boss see his invite? So when you put the time zone in his calendar, does he see the time zone as per India time or Singapore time? He will see it in Singapore time.
So no, so it depends on where he's present. He looks in mobile. So wherever he's present, whatever time zone he is, like for example, he's in Singapore, so he will see 1:30 Singapore
No,
time zone only. The meeting will appear at
no,
1:30 only in his time zone, in his calendar.
because Hansel, when he's putting the invite, he's selecting the time zone of Singapore. So automatically his boss calendar also links to the Singapore time zone, because there they go and change the time zone, right? So when he looks at his calendar, because he has selected the time zone, automatically calendar shows the Singapore time zone there. Because
Okay.
in
So it will,
meeting invite, we have selected the time zone as Singapore. The time, if you're selecting 11 a.m. Singapore, then you're selecting the time zone as well. That's how the
so here,
calendar reflects.
yeah. So
If
here
you want,
one, I understand what your query is. So if you say, okay, if I don't select a time zone, for example, I'll just put 1:30 to 3:30, the meeting, because he's
Okay.
going to be in Singapore, correct? So if I
Mm-hmm.
don't put a time zone request and if I put a local timer, like for example, India time, so you now answer me, what should I put? Should I put 11 o'clock or 1:30?
if you're not,
I will put, I will put the time zone which is in Singapore.
No, just so that's in my question is the answer of yours. So you will put 11, like 11 o'clock in as per India time, will put 11 o'clock because you are in India, correct? But
Yeah.
as soon as I don't select time zone, it remains like India time zone. But as soon as he enters in Singapore, his mobile will sync with the local time zone,
yes.
and that meeting will appear at 1:30 only, not at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to say what the other side of what the bosses see. I can understand what you shared with me. I understand on the screen is that what we see and what we can do in terms of the boss's calendar when he's abroad. But I wanted to understand what does he see when he sees his phone. If you are saying that it automatically syncs in with the Singapore time, I mean not the phone, even the laptop, then this query is solved of mine. But I was just trying to understand how does the boss see on his screen.
Yes. So
Normally,
the calendar
in
will
the
take
phone
the
actually,
Outlook
not the
time zone.
laptop. Yeah.
I beg your pardon. I got it's I couldn't understand between two people talking.
No, so the laptop or the device where he's staying, so whatever time zone is of that device, the Outlook takes that time zone and all the meeting will appear based on that time zone.
Okay. Okay, if that's the case, then my query is solved.
So Hansel, it's
Yes.
like if you are going to Singapore, if you will not change the time on your watch, you will still see India time, right? But our
Yes.
phones, they have an automatic system wherein they automatically pick up that time zone. But laptops, I'm not really sure if they pick up an automatic time. You have to actually change the zone. If you change it, you see the local one. If you don't, then you see the India or whichever is set like.
Yeah,
Mostly
I
bosses
agree
do
with you
for the
because that
phone
was
as
my
well.
I'm
Mostly
sorry.
bosses do for the phone as well. Phone
I
only,
I'm
or their
I got
iPads.
I understood. I think Jesse is right on what I'm trying to understand is that when I was asked this query at an interview, what was shown was that it shows the boss. If you don't, the boss doesn't change on his laptop the time zone. It will show it at India time. It won't show it at the Singapore time. Now we are talking phone specific. So if the phone syncs with the time zone, then this problem is solved. But if he wants to
Ansel,
see anything on his laptop,
Ansel, if you don't mind, I'll just interfere here. There are two types of people, by the way. One is a bit tech savvy. They land at the airport, they change their laptops and their watches. Some people they don't prefer to, especially the senior folks, the older folks, they don't like to. So they like to see the time zones in India time zone only in the on the laptop. That's how they do. I've noticed this. There are two types of people. So if you're reporting to the latter type of people, then you have to one is inform them to change that and help them to do it, or you have to manually put the whole damn calendar as per the country that they're going to. That's how it works. I've seen this set of people that you're talking. Some of them are usually the 75, 80 plus people, the baby boomers. Those people follow these kind of calendars. So you have to manually put them as per their choice. Or normally nowadays everything is automatically refreshing except the laptop, which you have to manually do it. People won't have an issue. But if the person is not a automatic guy, you have to manually put everything in the destination time zone.
One more thing, if I can add, is you can go to your control panel, change date and time, and there is an additional clock. In fact, if your boss is traveling to a particular city, put that additional clock of that time. You don't need to reflect your calendar every now and then. In your normal calendar, you can see both the person country as well as that. The additional clock will show and you label it accordingly. So whichever country, like my boss was in America in two different times. He used to be in New York and Chicago. So I had put New York, Chicago, India. So then I don't get confused. Wherever he's landing, I know the time zone to inform him accordingly. You can do it with your control panel also.
Okay, thanks, Christy.
Yeah. So, okay, now let's all put our cameras on for one last picture since we've waited so long. It's a nice number of 19 people who have stayed so long. And Ratna will do the needful.
Do you guys want to talk about Doodly just 2-3 minutes and then
yeah.
wrap it up?
If everybody is okay, raise your virtual hands, please.
People
I'm
are
fine.
okay too.
Yes.
I learned it yesterday from Brijesh. I would like to be frank about it.
Okay, I'll share my screen. So this is a doodles. When I just try to get into it, you just have to log in. It's a free account for to sign in. There is no payment is required. Okay. So here I created one meeting yesterday. Okay. Instead, I'll just create one new meeting.
ये तुम लोग ना उतर जाना मैं closing remarks.
So this is how it will appear. These are the 3 email IDs where I have requested 5 meeting slots. So on 11th October, I can do a meeting between 12 to 1, 11th October 3 to 4, 13th 10 to 11, 13th again 2 to 3, and 13th again 3 to 4. So these are the 5 time slots which I had requested to this 3 executive, and based on the availability, they have given their choice. So this person has still not given the option, but here, so this time is okay for this too. This is not okay for this person, and this is maybe if required, he can manage it. So this is what the final outcome. But now how to create this is what I'll help you. So here once this is on the screen, I say create. Here I say create one-on-one meeting. Okay, what's the occasion? I'll say a calendar session. Okay. access. Okay, location, we put it like right now we can create a Zoom or anything. Right now it's a free version, so it only allows my screen is visible, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Brijesh, can you just click it? See, guys, there's the option as well.
Yeah, so if I click on this, I can select Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Team, because this is available in Pro version.
Yes.
If I say Zoom meeting, okay, Zoom isn't connected to your, so it will not take right now. Just put it as
Google
Zoom.
Meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the 30-minute slots or 60-minute slots or all day or custom I want to add. Then I select third. This is 1st to 7th. I say next week. 9th I have. This is one time slot. Okay. 10th, this is another time slot. 13th, this is another time slot. 10th, I have this time slot, and 14th, I have this time slot. Now, these are the 5 time slot which I want to put it a request for the people I want to invite them. Now, I say create, invite, and continue. Okay, so link sharing enabled. You are organizer of one-on-one meeting, Google Meet. Okay, now here this is the time slot which says available. I'll say share invite. This is available. Sorry guys, I've just learned it yesterday, so I'm just finding one option where I can put the email. Okay, sharing, right? Not really.
I think it's gone for the 3 emails only. You
There
see,
is
it's
an
showing
option.
start scheduling with Doodle Bridges. 3
Yeah.
steps.
Sorry.
It is taking time. 3 steps, about 6 minutes. Start scheduling the Doodle Bridges. So I think they sent you the email, right?
Yeah. No, no, I have an option whereby I can just put in share this invite.
Link copied.
Link copy it, but no, there I can put like the way I'm able to see the where I can put the email IDs where everybody receives that email.
What about more?
Yeah, this is one. So I'll put it like Minakshi dot Mahesh at gmail.com. Okay, then Crystal, can you spell your email ID, please? Crystal?
Sorry,
Crystal,
sorry,
your
I was
email ID.
talking, I was on mute, sorry. CRYSTAL
Yeah.
underscore Pinto, PINTO @hotmail.com.
Okay. And then I say send. Okay. Now this, Minashi, can you just check your email?
Yeah, I'm just doing that. Yeah, I received it.
Yeah.
Should I, do you want me to share the screen?
Just share the screen, and where you see the option of different slot and the tick mark that you can do. Just share. I'll stop my sharing for time being. You can share, I believe. We have multiple sharing options.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Not yet.
Yes, it's visible. You see the view options on top when you click on Minakshi.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So you see this 10, 9, sorry, 10, 13, and 14.
It's highlighted.
It's highlighted. Just go a little bit up because there you have an option. Just go a little bit up.
Okay.
The view differs.
See here.
Just click on 10 now and select the slot.
I'm just selecting it.
Yeah, this one.
So you have received a copy now.
Yeah. And now I will receive. Crystal, simultaneously, can you do that, please?
Sorry.
Can you check
You
your
would have
email?
received.
Just give me one moment. But my email is on my phone, not on the laptop.
You can just accept the time so that
Just give
Brijesh
me
will
one.
show that.
Just accept the time in your phone.
Just give me one moment, please. Yeah. But I'm on my phone. You all will not be able to see it.
That's fine.
No,
Just
you
accept
just
the time
accept
and submit
on
it.
your phone. So
Yeah, I'm doing
I'll
it.
receive that confirmation about the availability of your time slot. Just select 2 time slot.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I did it. It's gone. Did you
Okay.
get it?
I'm just sharing my screen again. Now see how it appears. See here. Can you see, guys? I'm available. You are able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So the request which I've sent for 9th October 9 to 10, 10th October 9 to 10, 11 to 12, 13 9 to 10, and 14th this. Okay. Now out of this, 10th October I'm available and Minakshi is available. Crystal is available on 13th October 9 to 10.
So should
Okay,
I?
if she agrees for 10th October 10 to 9, 11 to 12 or 9 to 10, then that means we can select this option and send an invite straight away to book the time slot for all this executive.
You can do edit as well, right? You can resend it, right?
We can resend that as well. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much
So
Thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much.
Thank you, Ratna. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
Thank you.
giving us this
Bye.
opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minakshi and Brijesh. That was a really good session. I really hope there's a lot to learn, and I've learned a few tips too. EF Action Community Learning, we are stronger together. Thank you very much.